into the realm of asking.
Hi, we already started before you guys, before I hit record, so go.
Here we are. Welcome to this week's, That Girl's Got a Big Ask. I've decided that's my new hashtag for all this. Girl's Got a Big Ask. Which that's a whole nother side note. What I was starting to tell Leela is, so for me, each week, here I am working on, okay, what's my big ask? And I'm still working on my car, but I started on the whole couch thing because I'm bringing in a couch. Don't know what that looks like or how it's going to manifest, but I'm bringing in a new couch because I'm tired of sitting on this piece of shit. And although, yes, I'm glad that I'm not having to sit on the floor. My bed used to be what my friend referred to as an artist's pallet. You know, I had one of those egg foam crates because the air mattress gave out. This is way back college days. And she's like, it's so cool. You sleep on an artist's pallet. And I'm like, I sleep on the damn floor. You know, broke college student. So yeah, I'm not sitting on the floor, but the couch has lost its cush.
And, it sort of feels like the floor these days.
You know, I think my yoga bolster on the floor some days is actually a better option, and I do that. But so I'm bringing in a couch, I'm bringing in a car, and I've realized that each week I always have some sort of ask because I'm in referral networking groups. And in those groups, it's not just about being a card ninja where, you know, you're throwing it like a Chinese star. Here's my card, here's my card, here's my card. You're actually building relationships and you're asking for what you need and who you're looking for and, you know, what type of people that you want to be introduced to that week and that kind of thing. And one of the things that I was thinking about, and I was talking with my half side a little bit, is I feel like there must be a disconnect in my ask.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is I'm a health coach, super nerdy, okay? We'll just say that. I got a ton of knowledge shoved in my gray matter, both about food and about coaching, how to lose weight, how to put on muscle, because I also used to be a personal trainer and yoga instructor, so I get the body. I also get the emotional aspect. So as a health coach, I feel like I'm really, you know, pretty fucking well-rounded, so if I can just say so. And yet I find here are some of these people that I've been in groups with, relationship with for a year or more. They know what I do every month or week, depending on the group and how the structure is. They hear from me anywhere from 1 minute to 3 minutes about what I do, what's going on this season, who I'm looking for, what types of people I can help. I don't want to say what ailments because I don't cure, diagnose, or treat. And yet I turn around and it's like somebody will say, you know, they'll pop up in one of the groups giving a testimonial for somebody. Oh, you know, I've had this chronic fill in the blank that I've been dealing with for a few years now. And I got with so-and-so and I'm using their magic pill or potion. And now I feel so much better. And that person has never sat down to have a conversation. And I'm like, so this person they've known 2 weeks, and I've been talking for a year. And of course, I'll be honest, initially it's just like, God, freaking, you know?
And then once
that's over, I step back and I have to ask, so what is missing in that conversation? What is missing in my ask? Where am I not being clear? And I think that that's important, an important aspect. I was looking at how that relates to what we're doing. And if I'm not getting in my life, and if you're not getting in your life, what it is that you want, it's a great place to ask, where am I being unclear? Where am I being unclear to the universe, to creator, to God, to whatever you call that higher being, that higher power, that energy source, whatever that is for you? Where are you being unclear? So that's kind of the piece I'm sitting with this week is where am I being unclear? And also in addition to that, and where do I have expectations of the outcome?
Talking
So,
about those expectations.
oh my God, expectations bite you in the ass every single time. I don't care what it's for. I'm sorry, you guys are getting the raw version. Not the rah, but the raw version of Naomi this week. Um, which is all perfect in my opinion. And that's all that counts right here, right now, in this moment. Um, the expectations, if I go into something with no attachment, just an anticipation of something great, then it doesn't matter what takes place. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. And that can be true of an ask. That can be true of a conversation. That can be true of any situation. I can go in with a clear intention and not be attached to what happens.
So,
Mhm.
what does that look like? Because I need to see it person.
Okay. So
If you don't have an example, I do.
I do, but let's hear yours.
My car.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a car that was fun to drive.
Mm-hmm.
A car that might not start every time I put the key in the ignition was no longer fun to drive.
Right.
And that was my intention. Like, it has to be reliable, mechanically sound, fun to drive.
Mm-hmm.
I have, my car is like this big. I have a Kia Rio that's 2 years newer than my Saturn was.
Mm-hmm.
3 years newer. Fewer miles by an exponential amount. I have the maintenance schedule on my car. Like, it has been well loved and well taken care of. And for most people, a stick shift is fun to drive. But the fact that it starts every time I put the key in the ignition is the fun part that I was really aiming for.
Right.
Gas mileage is amazing. And this car was free, people. So
Say that word one more time.
it was free. I paid $0 for it. So I didn't have expectations about my next vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that I'm getting a new car. My Saturn's dying. I'm so sad when it died because I love that car. But my Saturn's dying. I'm getting a new car. I am not interested in a car payment. I went down the car payment route in my head and decided I don't want to do that right now. And then my friend's friend said, "Here, have a car. Thank you for allowing us to bless you."
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that was
your only requirements were reliable and fun to drive.
Yeah. No,
And those weren't expectations, those were requirements. And that's where I think the clarity piece that I'm talking about, be clear about what you want. I want a car that's reliable and fun to drive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those weren't expectations. That was your commanding the universe. True?
So expectations are like, it has to be purple with a spoiler.
And it has to be here by Tuesday.
Has to be here by Tuesday. Has to come from the Honda gods. They have to deliver it themselves. That showed up a lot. If you're new to this conversation, my ex-husband and my mother are my favorite teachers this lifetime, so I talk a lot about them. So my expectations of him versus what I required. So I require support with my children. So sometimes my friend will send my daughter a summer wardrobe, because that has happened. Sometimes someone will send me a PayPal message and say, "I saw your Facebook post. Here's a housewarming present. Go get the other bed." Because I posted like so many pieces of furniture down, so many pieces of furniture to go. So she bought my kids a bed. Support looks like having childcare covered by the state so that I can work and they can be taken care of after school. So my expectation is, you're their dad. You should do something. My requirement is to have support for my kiddos. And so that shows up in so many ways that is very different from my expectation. It took me a long time to get that. And now I'm just like, yay.
And with that, when we have expectations, if I expect someone to behave differently than they normally do, if I expect an outcome for an event and it doesn't happen, those kinds of things tend to, there's a piece of, we judge them, we blame them, we're annoyed about it, whatever it is. I can't believe it didn't happen. You know, there's some unrest that goes with an unmet expectation. Whereas if the requirement and the intention and the desire is support for my kiddos, and it shows up as, hey, a girlfriend sent a whole new summer wardrobe for my kid. There's gratitude in that. It's like, it's almost like, oh my gosh, it's a surprise, even though, you know, it's not, because that's what you put out there was support for kiddos. But it maybe wouldn't have, excuse me, wouldn't have shown up as a new wardrobe. Maybe it would have shown up as, I don't know, free babysitting for a month. It could have shown up in a lot of different ways because you were clear that it was support you wanted and unattached to how that looks, as long as they're taken care of.
No, I was attached for a long time.
Right, but that's, to me, that's the difference, is are you attached to how it looks?
Yeah.
And so, when you're attached, there's an expectation in there, not an anticipation, not it's there, that attachment is that expectation. Yeah.
And it creates resistance.
Oh.
So
and
who
resentment.
knows what other juiciness I could have received if I'd put that energy that I spent hating their dad somewhere else.
Right? And I think that one of the things that has been important for me is, in these kinds of processes, is remembering to feel the feels. So when you have that moment, so I did a workshop last night, a live workshop, like local, like in person. You have to have your butt in a seat. It wasn't online. And I have, this is like ridiculous honesty here, I have total expectation of these people that I network with, who claim that they're about health, claim they're here in my life to support, and in these organizations to support our business, each other's businesses. And a number of them even had indicated that they were interested in coming. And guess how many people walked their ass in the door last night?
3.
Oh, go lower.
Oh, 0?
Oh, no, a little higher than that.
2?
1.
1.
1. I definitely had an expectation. One, I have an expectation of when people say they're going to do something, that they fucking do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to get over that. And sometimes I have to hold people's feet to the fire, because for me, integrity is a huge piece. And I recognize that part of my annoyance about, God, there's only one person in here, is it's as much at myself as anything. Okay, what am I doing wrong in my marketing? What am I not saying to attract people? And then the other piece of it is, I know that integrity is a huge piece, and I'm a Leo, so loyalty is a huge thing. So I know that my typical MO, because I have these expectations, is to now start fucking writing people off. You're dead to me, you're dead to me, you're dead to me, you're dead to me. And that doesn't serve anyone. But I had to allow myself to feel that, to be pissy, to sit in the whole, nobody wants to play in my sandbox, which is an old tape that still occasionally plays. And it's like, hasn't that fucker like broke? You know how old tapes, anybody who's like under 30, they don't know what I'm talking about. But old tapes, when they get all tangled and then they stretch and then they break, hasn't that fucker broken yet? Apparently not. You know? No. You've got a CD and it scratches. Okay, we're all MP3s, so that your file got corrupted and it won't fucking play, right? Hasn't that happened yet? But I had to feel those things. And then I have to step back, because I have to ask, what about this is about me?
I have another question to offer you.
Please.
What's right about this I'm not getting? So that was me with the house shopping. I'm like, what's right about this I'm not getting? What's right about this I'm not getting? I still don't get what was right about it. I learned juicy lessons. I will never repeat certain things. That's funny too. I will never repeat blah, blah, blah again. And then I get to see like the tiny ways that
I was going to say it shows up still.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's not the same degree. It's not the same level, but that's still that same thing.
It's still the same lesson. And those little tiny ways it shows up are equally important, I think.
Yeah, they are.
So can I have you ask me that in a different way? Because I find myself pushing up against that, because that word right, I think right and wrong. And it's like, I don't think I'm hearing what you're asking.
It's not a question to answer. It's just a question for you to play with. So you said, what am I doing wrong?
How the fuck do I play with it if I can't even answer it?
What am I doing wrong with my marketing? Was your question. And maybe it's like, what's right about nobody showing up for this that I'm not getting? Or what's right about only one person showing up for this that I'm not getting?
Well, I have to say that it was a really fabulous class. You know, and that's for me, and that is the stepping back. It's like, I have to remember that whoever needs to hear this message is going to show up.
Yeah.
I don't always trust that. Confession time. Because I have an expectation of filling the room. I have an expectation of people introducing people I don't know to the work I do, because that's what they say they're up to and what they're about, being in these groups, right?
Yeah.
And I also get to turn around and look at, where am I doing this for other people, where I am supporting them, and where am I not?
Okay.
Because am I expecting things of other people that I'm unwilling to do myself? So it's just been a fascinating conversation. And part of why I bring it into this is about the ask. Is my ask unclear? And I think that that's a piece that's important when we're doing this. So I don't end up with a red convertible Cadillac sitting in my garage.
With white leather seats.
Yeah.
If
you missed that story, you'll have to go back to one of our other videos.
It's video 1, I think. So what would it take for your ask to be clearer? Are you asking to fill the room?
I asked for a specific number of people, even. And I put that out there to my people. Not from the, I'm commanding it from the universe standpoint. That has been, that's a little different conversation, but so that the people that I network with can get the concrete view of what I want. I want a lot of people in the class. That's ambiguous.
Right.
So I said, how many people we want to fill the class with? How many people we want in that room?
Okay.
So I feel like that part was actually very clear. The reason I think it's a really great place to play, like I'll use the word you used earlier, is I did an exercise with a friend of mine I'd been networking with, and we'd become friends, but we'd been networking for about 2 years together. And this is in the kind of group where you go every single freaking week. So you get to know people, you hear what it is they're doing. And we did an exercise where we partnered up and we asked the other person, what do you need to hear from me or know about me or what I do to better refer me? I happened to partner with this person I knew really well, who knows me, knows my business. And her response was, I need to hear testimonials.
Okay.
I'm thinking, are you not listening to what I say every single week? Because probably every other week was a testimonial.
Hmm. Okay.
So what I realized is I wasn't saying them in a way she could hear them as testimonial. So
Okay.
I had to speak them differently.
Right.
And that's when I have feedback like that, I can go, oh, so I think one of the things that's helpful or might be helpful is if I went to some of these key people and asked them, you say, and not from a place of judgment, from a place really of a place of inquiry, because I want to shift some stuff. But
Hmm.
ask them, you say that health is of interest to you and you're amazed at how smart I am, or whatever it is that they have said in the past.
Hmm.
I could really use your help and would love some feedback. What was missing for you that you would have needed to hear to personally invite some people to this workshop?
That's a great question.
Yeah, because it isn't about why weren't you there? It's about what am I missing to communicate to you to have you go, holy crap, people need to be at this.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, because that's what I want. Because when people show up, I know I deliver. I
Yeah.
delivered last night. The gal who was there has met me only a couple of times, and she's like, wow, I don't know what it is about you, but all of a sudden, it's like you'll ask a question. I'm thinking, I'm not going to share that in public. And all of a sudden, it's all just coming out of my mouth. And she pointed out that it's obvious that I've created a safe space in essence. So I know that when people show up, that I deliver. So I'm looking to really understand how I can better express what this is, express maybe what people will receive by coming. And for me to just do that on my own is like spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah.
I think if I ask, since that's our theme, a question like that, what especially some of the people are in the broader health realm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that a lot of their clients, customers, would benefit from the work I do. And it's completely not what they do. So it's not like, oh my God, it's competition. No, I'm not going to steal their customers or anything weird like that, because it's unrelated.
Yeah.
As far as being competition, but it's related field.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe that will be my ask this week. And honestly, that one kind of freaks me out a little bit, because that one feels really direct. It's one thing to post something on Facebook for me and be like, hey guys, blah, 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 blah. But if I go specifically to some people and just say, hey, I want to understand better. And what really blows my mind is the feedback I got in past classes of what people wanted in a workshop. That's what I did, and had one person show up.
Well, next time there'll be 3.
But it's just strange to me that it's like, okay, I went with what people asked for instead of what I had been doing these workshops on. All right, let's give the people what they want. And the 2 workshops I've done that with.
Did you have people show up when you just went with what you felt led to teach?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what's right about that you're not getting.
Right. There's that piece too. And I think that they're both part of the conversation, because they were less about the seasons and the food and more about the mindfulness practice, and how it relates to business. Okay. I can teach on that, and I still weave food in, because I'm sorry, if you're trying to have focus, you got to clean your food up so that your head is straight. So there's always a food aspect. But what was that look?
Speaking of food, we need to talk about shrooms when we're done.
Oh, okay.
I have some money.
Perfect. For those of you watching,
I was gonna say that was like a random
illegal drugs. We're talking medicinal mushrooms, Chinese medicine, not drugs.
These are legit shrooms.
DEA, you can just go watch somebody else's video, because this is all legal. If you want to call me, we'll have a chat. and I'll probably get you on a liver formula.
I was just gonna say, and I have to remember to take it during the day. I was just gonna be like, I can't just leave this dangling in the middle of the video. People are gonna be
right. Hey, let's talk about shrooms.
Fascinating me about those shrooms. One of the magical things Naomi did to me was send me some liver support. Is that liver? And it broke my sleep until I took it in the daytime, and then it fixed my sleep. Yay. Yeah. Among other things. I don't even know what all I did. I just know that I was in love with it, and then I ran out of money, and now I have money and I need more.
It's the most fabulous of stuff.
That's how I'm going with this.
And it's legal.
My very unscientific answer. If you want to know science behind it, I'll find that video and share it with you, or you can talk with Naomi because we talked about it on another video.
Yeah,
a long time ago. Back to this whole asking thing. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that might be my ask is reaching out to some individual people, and especially the people who had said that they were interested or who were planning to come and then didn't, and asking them specifically, to help me understand better, what was missing in the description, and even just what are you looking for in a workshop? What would compel you to go? Not that I'm going to tailor it to what everybody says, because that obviously didn't work, but to have an understanding of, am I approaching the right audience?
Yeah.
Maybe they're not my people, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But if they are, maybe it's just a way that there's a missing in my communication. I don't know. But I think it's something to explore. And yes, one of the things that the woman who owns the center where I did it, one of the things that we talked about afterwards, because I always like to look at what worked, what didn't work, what do we want to do differently, is that's where some of my focus is going to be, is putting it out there. And that's going to be kind of my requirement. Yes, I want 20 people in the room because that's an energetic, amazing kind of workshop. And my requirement is that I'm drawing in the right people. I believe the right people were there last night. Just my expectation, and that's the piece that bit me in the ass, was that there would be a more full class.
Those are the right people. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's juicy. People showed up.
Yes. And again, it was there were certain things about it that were absolutely perfect that had we had a room of 20 wouldn't have been able to happen.
Yeah.
And so in that respect, when you ask, what was right about it, that I think is what was right about it. We were able to really, I didn't have to stand, or I chose not to stand. I never have to, but usually if it's a bigger class, I will. With it being such an intimate thing, the owner of the facility of the wellness center, and then this guest.
Yeah.
We were able to keep it very intimate. We got to dive a little deeper into certain areas than maybe we would have if there were 20 people. So I think it was perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It just didn't meet my expectations. And I want to make sure that my ask is, when I'm out there in these networking groups, that my ask is clear. Because sometimes we think we're more clear in our head than we really are. Right?
Yep. I'm so good at that.
That's what I got on my ask this week.
I don't remember this week.
I wondered about that with your text.
I was like,
it's Wednesday.
My God.
Crap, are we on?
At 10. So my ask last week was about the contributions for the fund for adopting a family this fall for the holidays. And I think that post got crickets. And I didn't revisit it because life, but when you said like I had to do some one-on-one conversations, I was like, I don't want to.
Ah.
It's too big.
Oh, you just want to kind of blanket it out there and hope somebody responds?
Of course, of
Okay.
course.
Just
So,
checking.
um, I don't know what my ask is gonna be this week, but it will be more of a intimate asking experience versus it's just super fun inside my head. Um, Whenever asking comes up, I still have that like, can I have a bag experience.
That what?
Can I have a bag?
Oh, can I have a bag, right?
Sorry, my voice. If you missed that earlier video. So there's like, my kids need a dresser. I found one at IKEA. I have a credit card. Put the dresser on, and I still haven't been like, hey, babe, when does the card cycle? If I put this dresser on the card and go get, it's not a kidney. It's just a dresser
Right.
that
Is
I
this
have
masking
the
tape?
money to pay for.
Mhm.
So I'm still sort of tripping through those adventures.
Mhm.
And what I'm starting to see for me is part of my reluctance with asking is that smallness piece, not willing to be in the way or be, I forget what I called it before, so maybe it's healing. I don't want to be a burden, or there was another word, it's gone. It can stay, it's fine. And so Monday, our apartment was exterminated. And so we opted not to come home Monday night. We spent the night at his house to let the chemicals do their thing with us not here.
Right?
Came home and put purification in all the diffusers and opened all the windows. Thank God it was 70 on Monday.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
In middle America. Mother Nature is going through menopause.
Seriously.
So, but as I was packing us up that night and that morning, I like want to leave the place cleaner than I found it. I'm like, this is that thing again.
Mhm.
And I was just like, okay, part of that is me being appreciative.
Mhm.
And so I have a desire to be aware of where I'm being appreciative and where I'm being ridiculous.
Say more about that.
Um, so I've obviously spent the night there before, but typically the kiddos are with their dad.
Okay.
And I wasn't interested in that on Monday. So, so we skipped that option. And so his apartment could literally fit in my downstairs. We invaded it with all the laundry because he's got a washer and dryer downstairs. And so I got to do, some laundry, and I brought food with me, blah, blah, blah. So there's the I want to be grateful experience.
Mhm.
And then there is the I don't want to be a burdened or in the way or whatever. So let me overdo, which is too much.
So, what does too much look like?
Too much looks like I have examples, but they're all converging in my mouth at the same time. Shrinking and like exhausting myself to show said gratitude. So like I'm grateful. Thank you. Like, for instance, when he does dishes here, like, I've cooked, I've bought the food, I cooked the food, you ate the food, and still when he does the dishes, I'm like, thanks. Because in my head, it's our dishes. Even though he participated in the consuming of the food, it's still like our dishes. And so I say thank you and I'm grateful. Too much, I think, would be like going overboard. What we were talking about before with the people who are like, I have the best husband in the world because he washed a plate. Like, there's, thank you, and then there's, oh my God, I can't live without you because you washed a plate. I think that's too much.
So what would it take for you to simply say be grateful and say thank you?
There's some balancing that's happening. Like, I caught myself as I was cleaning up yesterday, as we were leaving, I was just like, okay, you're doing the thing. Just put the dishes on the counter and get kids to school. It'll be fine. Like, he can wash a couple glasses. Nobody's ever died because a couple glasses had to be washed. So yeah, I am like, it's healing. It's a thing that's being resolved because I'm paying attention.
Perfect.
I'm looking at the intention behind it. Like, is this me being me? I am a grateful, generous, nurturing human. Or is this me trying to compensate for my existence?
Big distinction, right?
Deeds, yes.
Because the activity could look the same.
Yeah.
Right?
I got blurry. Yeah. I mean, thank you is thank you, but there's thank you, and then there's, oh my God, you're like the best, and I can't live without you because you washed a plate.
Yeah, let me lick your boots and also, clean up the dishes and make the beds and do your laundry and what else do you need done? Because gee, I'm so grateful that you brought me masking tape.
Because I couldn't live without the masking tape.
Versus doing the dishes just because you're like, you know what? I feel like doing them because I'm grateful, it's a thank you. And
yeah, I mean, there's breakfast in bed because I like feeding people.
Right.
And then there's breakfast in bed because attach agenda behind it.
It has to do with the intention and and the feelings behind it. So awesome notice.
Yeah. So I'm
the word groveling keeps.
Yes. Oh God.
Here.
Please love me because I did the thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of expectations, leftovers from an old life, as I was growing up, I noticed that my mom's life was really hard. And I wanted my mom's attention. So if I make your life less hard, you'll pay attention to me. 7-year-old logic is magical. It did not work out that way. But I carried that into my adult relationships until I didn't. And so this is a leftover of that. And I'm still like, no, like, I get love because I am. And it has nothing to do with whether I had dinner ready when he got home or because I made the right dish or because I didn't ask him to do the dishes after I made the food. All that stuff. So
yeah, we're not in the fucking 1950s anymore, damn it.
Are you sure? Here, really funny, in my first marriage, you could not have paid me to. I was like, make your own damn plate. You got hands. What's wrong with you? And this one gets breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
Different experience. But I did not know that I was that person.
Yeah.
I enjoy spoiling him. He acknowledges that he's spoiled.
And you're doing it because you enjoy it. There's that intention behind it, not because, oh my God, if I don't do this, he might leave and blah, blah, blah. No.
Right.
It's again, it goes to that intention, and it goes to what's going on inside of you. That I hear coming from a place of love and gratitude, not from a place of groveling in insecurities.
And it is a product of me being just as spoiled as he is. So there's a small human. What? Oh, just wait till this call's over and then you can finish your homework. He's like, this is not a fun day home from school.
Rarely is.
I picked up homework and it'll get done. So yes, there's a difference in the energy of I'm doing this because I'm inspired to versus I'm doing this because I won't get love if I don't. Mm-hmm. Or I'm doing this so that I can get more love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's a great
filled up with love, and I need to do something with it.
Right? It's gonna all bubble over, and we're gonna have a Leela explosion here in a minute.
So I'll make you some lemon cookies, and everybody will be happy.
Yes.
So I don't know what I'm asking for this week. I will figure it out though, and then I will share it.
I liked your idea of and you know,
intimate asks.
It's your mission if you choose to accept it. But instead of being just, and I know you're not done with the whole Christmas thing because you have a goal, you have a desire on your heart to create a specific something, and I believe it can be done. I watched a friend of mine who's a fellow coach, health coach. She has she's also a musician. She has a Facebook group, and they adopted a family. I don't know if it was a family of 40 or what, but she reached out to the group and just said, hey, we're doing this, and they needed help with the donations. So she listed some of the different things they want. Oh my God, people were shipping stuff, yay for Amazon and other internet websites and whatnot. People were shipping stuff, from all over the place. And, and then she wrapped it all and put the names of whoever the kids and parents and whatever, and they got stuff for the whole freaking family, and it filled up the car kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I know that it is possible.
Yeah. That gives me chills to hear.
Right. So
because I've experienced it, so I know what a blessing that was for that family.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you want, not need to do differently? What do you want to do differently with your asking for that project?
I'm going to do a video.
Okay. Will you wear a Santa hat?
I don't know if I'll wear a Santa hat. Maybe. I've got some stockings hanging up still. Maybe I'll do it in front of the fireplace.
There you go.
You telling me that story and my response to it gave me the idea of doing a video, because then it lives and I can share it. Mm-hmm. And I have another thing coming up. I'm glad I'm doing this because it is causing me not to shrink. And I'm glad you're doing it with me, because I think 2 years in a row, by now I'd be like, fuck this shit.
I did a year of this crap. I'm so over it.
I did it last year. I'm done. My son was nominated to participate in the STEM summer camp. And he was chosen. She was like, I can nominate him. There's no guarantee that he's going to be chosen. He was chosen. I think I need like $3,500 for him to go.
Perfect.
Enter the chatter. Yeah. So I'll sort that out. That's going to become part of my ask until that's complete. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I went like straight down the path of, well, I could do this with my taxes. And then I'm like, or I can create this a way that doesn't make me have heart palpitations and feel like I'm gonna die.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be
call in a freaking car, sister.
Called in a whole car. I can get the kids summer camp, no problem.
Right. And I think one of the things, and I think it was last week that you had said this, or maybe it was another conversation we had, I don't know.
The house
is it's not about it doesn't matter. It doesn't always have to come in the form of money.
Right.
It might come in the form of, oh my God, 3 new clients.
3 new. Yeah, we could do some intensives.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just, this month it was 3 new clients and I was already at, everything covered kind of thing, 3 extra clients, whatever it is, or 3 extra clients every single month between now and then, whatever that is monetarily. Yeah. But it doesn't have to show up as somebody gave you $3,500. That's the thing that got me really thinking about, because I want a new couch, and we could get a cheap couch. No, we could get an affordable couch, an inexpensive couch. I'm going to use those words instead.
Yeah.
They're out there. The one I sat on last week is under $500.
Was that the one?
Huh?
Was that the one you texted me?
Yeah, it was $399.
Okay.
So with tax and everything, it would still be under $500. There was another one that was under $300, but it wasn't very comfy. And I'm not going to trade one uncomfy couch for another. I'll just stay on my uncomfy couch till I find the right one. Is $300 hard to come up with? That's one extra client. And I had to remember that this isn't about, oh my God, who wants to buy me a couch? Okay, maybe somebody does, and I will gladly accept it and say thank you. And maybe it comes in the form of clients. Maybe it comes in the form of, oh my God, I got a wild hair and got a lottery scratcher. I don't even know if those are, hundreds
Scratchers
of
are still things.
It's not about how does that $3,500 come up for him to go to summer camp? It's coming in, period.
Yeah.
Right?
He's going to the STEM camp. There's a cardinal in the tree. Is there always a cardinal in the tree when we record? I feel like there was a cardinal in the tree last week.
Maybe.
Anyway.
It always makes me think of my grandma.
Maybe grandma's visiting. Ask grandma to bring cash.
Wrong grandma.
I was going to say a house, a car, a couch, and some camp.
Wrong grandma.
Wrong grandma.
But there might be a pack of bedding that's still in its wrapper, because we're not going to use it till we move to the city, because, it's too nice to use on the farm.
Do you think grandma still has that perspective if she's in heaven? Maybe she has a broader view now.
Possible. It's possible.
I love it. Yeah, so the requirement is that Lucas gets to go to STEM camp this summer. When I was texting my friend about it, she was like, well, somebody paid for him to go to robotics. And I wasn't trying to get that paid for. I was just throwing it out there. And then money, I was like, I went from $180 to $50. Who wants a session?
Right.
And then $50 arrived in my inbox, and she was like, and don't tell people I did this. I was like, okay.
And you just did.
Well, I didn't mention her name.
Oh, okay.
I can say that it was sponsored, but she was like, I can't sponsor all the little STEM children in the world. And I was like, okay.
Right.
Not mad at you at all, but thank you so much.
Right.
She was like, stop crying and just say thank you. I was like, okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. So that's my ask.
Will you tag me when you do the video, please?
Yeah, we're gonna do a couple videos. We'll do Lucas's video too. He doesn't know about it yet. I was like, it was addressed to him and everything. It's so cute. This is Mr. Lucas. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Yeah. And it's really awesome because he wants to participate in creating the money for this. So I'm like, what business could you start? Yeah. He's always like, Mom, go rake some leaves.
There's some kid on the internet who reviews toys, and he's like freaking 4, and he makes a cajillion, because I don't remember the actual figure, dollars a year.
Okay.
We're talking like over 6 figures, I think.
All right.
He's 4 and he reviews toys, and people, not only does he make the money, people send him the damn toys.
As you were talking about your couch, I binge on YouTube videos because I'm that person. And these people are like, this video is sponsored by Bissell. They sent me this stick back so in exchange for a review. And I'm like,
I want that. How can I get a couch? What couch company can we review? I would happily review somebody's couch, sit on it, sleep on it.
I have a brilliant commercial. I have a walking commercial all the time. Send me things. I'll talk about them, I promise.
Right?
We are in the market for a PS4. Send me a house. I will give a tour of it. Your building company name will be all over the interweb.
The flooring people, whoever did the painting, whoever did the woodwork, I don't care. The window
company.
Count it all. Absolutely.
Hello windows.
Yeah. But I think that's a brilliant idea. I think it's fabulous that he wants to participate in it. First of all, it teaches him the whole value of money side of things, and the ownership of it, and when you want something, go for it. I mean, there's so many beautiful lessons in that. And like you said, great, what business could you start? Some other woman, her daughters sell scarves on Etsy.
Yeah.
I think.
Lillian's going to start selling wubbies.
What the heck's a wubby?
It's a granny square. Do you know what those are?
I know what a granny square is.
Okay. It's a crochet granny square with a creature head in the middle. The one that I'm going to put a picture on Facebook has a bunny head. So it's pink. It's a bunny with bunny arms. And the body is a baby blanket, basically. It's a granny square. So
I got to see this.
Okay.
The picture in my head is more like Chucky, stuck in the middle of a granny square, and that's a little scary in my head.
Not quite Chucky, but yes, it's a stuffed animal emerging from the middle of a granny square.
Oh, a stuffed animal. Okay, I'm thinking like plastic face.
No, she crocheted the bunny.
Oh.
So it's a bunny, and she has the pattern for...
That's some freaking talent to crochet a bunny.
Without a pattern.
Holy crap.
So we're going to get pictures and get it posted. And
oh my God, there's so much she could do. If she can crochet without patterns, mermaid tail blankets. My BFF sent me one for Christmas last year, and I love it. Without a pattern.
Yeah. And she's 13. Like when I was her age, I was selling t-shirts on the sidewalk. This is so much better.
I wasn't doing anything productive when I was 13, I don't think.
I was part of an entrepreneurship program, so.
Oh, God. I wish. I don't think I would have been ready for that.
It was phenomenal. It gave
That's fantastic.
And a bad attitude.
That part I probably had, but we'll definitely post her stuff as well, obviously, when she gets it online.
Yeah, I think what we're working on, for now it'll go on my page, but I think what we're going to work on is her own page. Even if it's just a page on my website and a Facebook page that links them, we'll do that.
Nice.
So her company is Lillian's Hands, because they are things that she makes with her hands.
They're fabulous.
Haley, can you give me that? The painting? I don't know which other ones are finished. And I don't think this one's finished. But She
Ooh,
painted
nice.
a not black hole. I was like, what is that, a black hole? She was like, no. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty awesome.
Duh, Mom, it's a blue hole.
It's a blue hole in the middle of the universe
It's
somewhere.
fabulous.
Yeah, she's awesome. They're talented. Everybody but me. This
Excuse
one
me?
bowed in the artsy department. This one has Mom's talent. He talks a lot.
Hello.
How are you today?
I feel upside down.
You do feel upside down? Yeah, your mom said you're not feeling so great. But you're cute like your mom.
He's like, there's a camera. Oh my
Oh
God.
my God, and there's this weird white woman talking to me.
No, not at all. He's like, I'm finally on screen.
Oh, he's like me. Give me the mic. I'm a happy girl. Oh, sweet. We will be BFFs.
He's a Sag. I have to get this on a YouTube channel. I have to get him one quickly because he doesn't like school. Gotta make money somehow. So we shall be a family of entrepreneurs soon.
That's kind of an exciting thing.
And then we'll really be stretching our asking muscles. They're good at it.
So maybe that's the other piece is we spend some time learning from them, right?
Yeah. So Lucas walks up to the honey one day and he goes, "Did you edit that? Will you be our video editor for our YouTube channel?"
Nice.
Like, no cares in the world. And he was like, "I will teach you to edit your own videos."
Awesome also, right? And if they hadn't asked, look, there's a skill they maybe wouldn't have learned.
Right. It's just funny because my brain would not think to ask. If my brain did think to ask, my brain would be offering compensation automatically. Like, hey, I'll pay you to, or do it because you're my boyfriend.
Well, there's that part too.
Lucas is just like, can we ask people? Sure, bud. Why not?
Yeah. And again, as long as you're not attached to the outcome, as long as you don't have an expectation of what their answer should be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Freaking ask away. Because the answer is either going to be yes, no, or I'll get back to you, right? Yes, no, or maybe. It's because even if it comes with a ranting and a raving or a praising and an accolades, either way, at the base of it is either a yes, no, or a maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
So why not ask?
Yeah.
Yay. Good for them.
Lots of asks coming up.
Awesome. So if you are watching this and you are playing along with us silently in the wings, post in the comments what your ask is for this week. And if we can support you in that, let us know.
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely. I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good.
We are complete, people.
We'll see you next week.
Next week.